Breaking NFL trade news in what has been a fairly quiet trade deadline. The Chiefs made another one. But first, today's show is powered by our friends over at Manscaped. 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/. We're rocking their shirts. I'll tell you more about them here in just a little bit. But Harrison, the Chiefs did another trade. The doctor goes to the Jets, and the Chiefs get Daniel Brown, a tight end. Rather interesting here by KC.
Yeah, second trade of the day. We can certainly recap the Ingram one later if needed. Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, as you guys know, a lot of Chiefs Kingdom, opted out last season. He is a doctor, went to go fight the COVID-19 battle up in Canada, which is certainly admirable. Came back this year, was making about $5 million, but Trey Smith beat him out, the rookie out of Tennessee. So LDT's been a backup. You've got Kyle Long, who's been on the PUP list, so the O-line depth is fine. I thought trading LDT could be a possibility. You get Daniel Brown in return. Just kind of quick research on him. Mostly a blocking tight end. 420 yards and 2 touchdowns career. And I think he's like 6-7 years into his career. Gives you a little depth there after losing Jody Fortson, Tom. So, okay, I guess that's fine. I think more than anything, this trade is shedding some salary for Kansas City. Carries that over. Chiefs have a lot of big contracts on their books for the foreseeable future, so that frees up cap. They have to make a decision on Tyrann Mathieu this offseason as well, but you bring in a guy like Brown, he can help in the block game. He's a vet. He can be a good voice in the locker room. I don't think you're really getting much on-field production out of him, though. But for LDT, Tom, it's a numbers game. He came back this year. When he opted out, he probably think, I'll be a starter again in 2021. Well, you find a hidden gem in Trey Smith in the 6th round, and he was kind of on the outside looking in.
I'm double-checking math here. It's fairly quick. I think the end result here is around $1.3 million for the Chiefs in terms of what they've saved against the cap. Now,
and for a guy who's not playing,
and it ends up being a little bit less since Daniel Brown comes in, but it's not a lot of money from that perspective. So it's an interesting move, though, because you're giving up a starting-ish caliber guard, tough to find, for what is clearly a backup tight end, Harrison.
Yeah. And let us know who won the trade, KC or NYJ. Maybe they're doing him a favor. He's a fan favorite. They've got a good relationship. Maybe he's got a chance to go and start for the Jets. They could certainly do a better job of protecting Zach Wilson once he returns from injury. Again, KC or NYJ. But look, the guy wasn't playing in Kansas City, and his future with the Chiefs was probably either getting cut and moved on from after this season. You look at tight end now. You lost Jody Fortson due to the Achilles injury. That was a bummer because I think he was showing real tight end 2 potential.
He was good.
Yeah, he played really well, especially in the preseason, flashed in the regular season. Blake Bell, I still think is tight end 2. He's a decent weapon as a tight end. He can block as well. Daniel Brown, whether it's him or Noah Gray, Tom, out of Duke, had a lot of hype in training camp in the preseason. He's basically done nothing for the Chiefs, so maybe they wanted to bring in a more proven blocker for the stretch run here. This is a pretty minor deal, if we're being completely honest. You're shipping out a lineman that wasn't playing, gets a chance to go play possibly for the Jets now, and you bring in a depth tight end after you lost your backup tight end in Jody Fortson. Seems like a win-win player swap for player swap. I don't have a ton of just earth-shattering thoughts on this overall other than, hey, the Chiefs have been active today, so that's cool.
Yeah, Daniel Brown, especially this year for the Jets, has predominantly been a special teamer, so that's probably another area that we didn't really mention at all either.
And that has value, of course.
Yeah, and look, LDT was not playing for KC.
No.
And barring injury, he wasn't going to play for KC. So
they liked Kyle Long in the in training camp more than LDT.
And I'll throw
if Long gets healthy, he was ahead of him anyway.
And when is Long going to come back, you think? Probably soon?
Unclear. He's eligible to return at any time, so we'll see.
Look, I wonder if LDT kind of maybe wanted out a little bit to go somewhere where he could play.
Sure.
He's still fairly young-ish after all, so it's a interesting move here and is a trade before the trade deadline, although certainly not nearly as noteworthy as that Melvin Ingram one. We'll spend some more time here on the LDT trade for the Chiefs, getting Dan Brown, the tight end, back from the New York Jets. But got to tell you guys about Manscaped. Harrison and I both rocking their awesome T-shirts, and I'm actually rocking their boxers as well, which, I'm not going to show you guys, 'cause that's wildly inappropriate. But you can get 20% off and free shipping on all their incredible men's grooming products. They've got a massive variety from underwear to gels and lotion. By the way, Harrison,
they're in the shampoo game now.
They're in the shampoo game. Underrated, by the way, which isn't really talked about too much, are the shears, which is their nail grooming.
Yes.
I hate normal nail clippers because they suck.
Yes,
they don't
bad.
work well. The Manscaped ones are actually incredible. So get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/chat. Use the promo code you see on screen. It's chat. And we'll make sure, by the way, that's in the comment section and in the description as well. Manscaped.com/chat. Actually, the second trade the Chiefs have made, Harrison, Melvin Ingram also coming to KC.
Yeah, broke this one down in further detail earlier today. If you missed that,
subscribe.
Go to the video tab. Subscribe. Go to the video tabs on the Chiefs Report, and you will have more detail there. But just to kind of recap it in shorter detail, and we can get your thoughts as well, Tom. I gave it a C-ish grade. It's not a home run by any means, but you're giving up a 6th-round pick for a guy who has 18 pressures this year. I mean, that's valuable. He doesn't finish a lot of plays at this point in his career, but we've talked about it a lot on the Chiefs Report. This pass rush has been bad. I mean, it's bad. I think it's twofold. You get Chris Jones to go back inside where he's more comfortable. He played well against the Giants there, just bullied Billy Price multiple times on Monday Night Football, which isn't that hard to do, but he gets to go inside. Ingram's a veteran pass rusher. He goes opposite of Frank Clark. Maybe he or Michael Dana starts. I would guess Ingram will start, and Dana can be that number 3 guy who he's been solid-ish as a rotation. But I think the impact of getting Jones back inside is actually the better part of the trade because the experiment at defensive end just has not been that good, Tom. So I think getting him back at that 3 tech, put Jaron Reed on the bench. He has not been a good signing for whatever reason. And now I think you're in at least a little bit better of a position with your pass rush.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree. I actually think he's a bit low. Look, the Chiefs are obviously all in right now. I think going after Melvin Ingram, who's very affordable from a cap space perspective, all these moves in the end between Ingram coming in, LDT going out, and Dan Brown coming in is pretty much a net neutral. There's really no major cap impacts
and
there.
You got better.
And I think you did get better, especially from a starting perspective or key rotation perspective. A late day 3 pick, it could be anything. It could be a boat. You're probably not going to get even an older Melvin Ingram. So, look, I think the Ingram trade is better than the LDT trade. I'm going to give him a B overall, but I am curious what you hear.
Yeah, I mean, B minus. I think considering you add Melvin Ingram and when you add up all the cap stuff, maybe it's a couple million in total that you've taken on. It's not that much. That's pretty decent. Hopefully Ingram, can get some pressures and help finish some plays, and Chris Jones hopefully. Look, if this helps Chris Jones take off, then it's great because he's been pretty quiet so far this year. So A, B, C, D, or F, let us know how you would grade the Chiefs' move so far today. Subscribe to the channel. If there's a last-minute trade before the buzzer here, we will break it down here on the Chiefs Report, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. And if not, we, of course, will have more videos throughout the week, the latest news, rumors, and obviously a big game coming up here on Sunday against the Packers at home. So make sure you guys subscribe and don't miss any of our videos here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report.